Hi, I'm Kylie and welcome to this week's episode of Money, 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 where we cut out the jargon and talk about all things financial. Welcome to this episode of Money, Money, Money. Superannuation is often complex and very confusing. So to help demystify some of that today, I've got with me my business partner and colleague, Susan Lapidi, and she's going to attempt the impossible and do so. Good luck, Sue, and welcome.
Thanks, Kylie. We might need it.
So firstly, what is superannuation?
The simple term is that it is the money that an employer puts away for you for your retirement. So it's like a savings account. Money gets put into it constantly. The only thing is that, unlike a savings account, you can't touch it until you get to retirement.
Okay, so how does it actually work? Besides the employer puts money in for some people, how does it actually work?
But basically like that. So the money that the employer puts in is invested in whatever fund, within the fund, a portfolio that you have chosen based on your risk profile, just not to get too technical about it, but you do need to go and see a financial planner if you're wanting to understand more around the risk profile and all that. But basically your employer puts your money in usually on a monthly or 3-monthly basis. That money gets invested within the fund, and then the return that money makes gets reinvested into your super fund, and hopefully that's making a positive return and your superannuation balance grows.
So Sue, does that mean other people are actually making the decisions on where to invest my money for me?
Generally speaking, yes, Kylie. So what happens is once you've chosen your portfolio that you're going to invest in within the super fund, then that portfolio is managed by fund managers. And they then put your money into things like international shares or direct property. And I don't mean by direct property houses, like big things like airports and big shopping centres and tollways and stuff like that, okay? And then some of it goes into cash, some of it goes into, if I haven't said international shares, Australian shares. So it all gets divided up based on your portfolio that you've chosen.
So it's not just here in Australia,
No.
So I'm getting a worldwide spread of investments.
Yes, and these fund managers, that's what they do all day, every day, is they go out there and they research what is the best place to invest the money that they have got.
Okay. So very quickly, self-managed super funds. Is that...
Well, that's different. Within a self-managed super fund, as it says, it's self-managed, which means that you personally, the person whose fund it is, gets to choose where they put their money. So in that situation, just briefly, because that's a whole topic on its own, as you know.
Another episode of Money, Money, Money.
Definitely. But you get to choose where you put your money. So you can put it in cash, shares, you can actually put it in normal property and stuff like that. But like I say, we can talk about that another time.
Because I imagine it's far more complex with a lot more rules that we need to explore in depth.
Definitely.
So going back to the normal type of superannuation funds, what type of funds can I choose from?
So there's a few different types. So you've got your corporate or company ones. So for example, if you're working for a big mining company, they might have their own super fund that they supply for their employees and staff. So there's that fund, and you generally have to be working for that person to be able to actually join that fund. And if you're with them and leave, then you generally have to leave that fund. So you need to roll it over to a different fund. Then you've got your industry funds, which most people know, for construction or anyone that works in retail. Yeah. And then you've actually got your retail funds, which is the funds that all the insurance companies offer. So without mentioning any names, so I won't give you any of those names, but still the retail funds. And then the last one, of course, we've already mentioned, are the small super funds or the self-managed super funds.
So the $1 million question is, when can I get my super?
That is $1 million question, and hopefully
$1 million.
Hopefully I've got two by then.
I'll go for two. That'll be fine.
Perfect. It's based on what they call the preservation age. So that's determined by the year that you were born, and you can only access it, obviously, when you retire.
Right. So I can't, grab it. I need a deposit for my house, so I'm going to take my super, because I do get asked that a lot. Like, I've got this much in my super, can't I use that for a house deposit?
I know what you mean. I've heard that too. There are certain circumstances where you can actually get to your super, but generally you have to be really, really sick and in hardship.
Yeah,
and
not stupidity, right?
No. And you really do have to prove it. Like, the paperwork is horrendous, and honestly, if you didn't really need it, you wouldn't go there, because it's just a lot of hard work. But apart from that situation, the only other time you can get to your super is when you actually reach preservation age. And again, that's based on the year that you were born. So right now, if you're just starting in the workforce, at this stage, it's around 67 years of age. So, you've got 50 years to work on that. If you're 18, you've got 50 years to work on that super balance. So you could get to $2 million. You never know.
Really, it's a long-term savings plan, right?
Absolutely. Except, like we said before, you can't get to it like you can at your savings account. So
no
savings.
smashing the piggy bank early.
No smashing the piggy bank early.
Right.
Definitely not.
Okay, another question.
Yeah.
Can I pay into my superannuation?
Definitely.
Okay.
You are limited by the legislation based on how much well, there is a certain amount.
Yep.
So at the moment, for example, your employer has to pay 9.5% of your wage or base salary into your super fund for you. And you can add to it, and you should if that's part of your financial plan, obviously. But you are limited to $25,000 per year at this stage.
Okay.
They've just changed the rules, and they change them constantly. So it's a very good idea to go and see a financial planner to make sure that you don't go over the amount that you are allowed to put in there.
Yep, all right. And the question on everybody's lips, how much super is enough? We just laughed about $1 million or $2 million, but actually how much super is enough?
Look, again, that really is going to be a personal amount based on the lifestyle that you want. Now, you might get to retirement and you might want to be going on holidays every year, or...
Yep, I'm up for that.
Yeah, me too. You might want to change your car. You might want to, I don't know, go and spend time working in a charity, and so you might need to fund yourself, or you might want to put some money into charity. So really, the amount that you need is going to be determined by what you've decided along the way that are your retirement goals, or your financial goals, or your lifestyle goals for that matter. So again, I would go and see a good financial planner or financial coach and go and see how much you actually need based on your own circumstances.
Yeah, and that's really paramount to it all, is seeing a financial planner.
Definitely.
And helping, getting them to help you plan for your future and understand it. So we've only scratched the very surface on superannuation. It is complex, and I don't think there's really an easy way to actually explain it. So job well done. I reckon you gave it a red hot go with that.
Thanks,
and
Kylie.
We'll see you next time on Money, Money, Money. Thanks for watching Money, Money, Money. If you liked this video, hit the red subscribe button. If you'd like to know more information, you can follow us on Facebook or go to our website, linked in the information box below.